Hello everyone, so today I'm back with another Istaria video. This will be the third one out of a 4-part video collection of New Trismus. Mainly because there's only... It took around maybe, as I said, 3 to 4 hours to get the whole part of New Trismus done. And I did get... You'll see. It's hard to explain, but today we're going to be crafting in this video. More crafting, more all of that fun stuff, and in Kion, which is the next place that we're going to, there isn't any crafting, and so it's going to be a lot of killing. I may, instead of having me cut out the scenes where I'm killing everything, I may just leave them in to make them longer episodes, or I may just cut them and do each and every episode, or each and every quest, so that it doesn't take up so much time killing. That also has something to do with me having topics to discuss, me thinking of things to talk about. After you do a few videos of 30-minute long gameplays, you start to kind of stop thinking of topics to talk about, so I'm gonna, today, pick one and we'll go from there. Instead of doing a random topic that has nothing to do with the game, I decided to talk about guilds, because in this game you can have guilds, and with guilds you can buy guild plots if you have the correct subscription for the game, and basically land. And along with that comes with layers that you can purchase on the guild plots, and I'm not sure if you can purchase a layer different than your own guild, or if... I don't know. I've only been in one guild since the game, or since starting the game, back in maybe 2013, 2014, when I was really getting into the game and trying to get my character somewhere. And I'll add a little backstory to that, because the guild is no longer around, since a lot of the members have moved on. A lot of the members just stopped playing and probably have better things to do with their lives now than play this game, but occasionally for a while they did come back. But I haven't seen any of them, and I do follow some of them on their social media, but otherwise, I just haven't seen them on this game. So, starting out in the game, I don't even remember how I got recruited to this guild, but the guild was called Dragon's Soul, which, yes, it's not very creative, of course. I mean, what else could it be? There was other guilds at the time, and there are guilds now, but with better names than that, but yeah, so I got recruited to Dragon's Soul, and I had no issue with joining them. I was like, sure, there was many members in there, maybe 10 at the time, which doesn't sound like much, but on this game it was quite a bit of people. And a lot of them were dragons, and the main person, I believe, was named Zacharith, or, again, my memory is very, very terrible, but this dragon was like purple and gold, and I'm not sure what happened. If I could recall the events, I would explain it, but there was a feud inside of the little guild, and eventually a lot of the members from Dragon's Soul broke off into Dragons of Fury, and there was this rivalry between Dragon's Soul and, what did I just say? Dragons of Fury? So I did join Dragons of Fury, and my current best friend, who at the time was just a hatchling that I had been leveling up with, joined me as well, and we ended up staying in Dragons of Fury, which then evolved into Dragons of Legend, and now it is no more, as far as I know. I got removed from the guild and there's no longer any chats, because on this game there's the little message box that says, or if you click it, it has a list of channels and, well, like Marketplace, which is like everyone, and basically other guilds. And I want to mention, while I'm ranting in the middle of this, interrupting myself, here I'm gathering Garnet and Malachite, which I'm probably pronouncing Malachite wrong, but Garnet is what we needed for the Garnet tipped claws. It was probably more descriptive than what I just said, Garnet tipped claws, but I can't remember currently what the quest said, so I'm sticking with that. And anyways, I went ahead and got Malachite because later on you're going to need Malachite for another quest, and so I didn't want to run all the way back, which I end up having to do anyways. It may be in the next video, not this one, but so I went ahead and gathered as many Malachite as I could put into my inventory to make it easier than running all the way back. But as I said, I had to run all the way back anyways, which my plan was a bit useless. But then again, it didn't take as much time to. It didn't take as much time to gather the resources for whatever Kyrian wanted me to do, unless it was the other dragon. Anyways, back to the guild thing. In a way, rivalry between guilds is fun because it adds drama to the game, which then again you can have alliances and have good relationships with other guilds, but what's more fun, having friends or having enemies? I mean, you would be in the New Trismus little town, and it was just, they weren't rude to each other, but it was kind of a territorial, we'll all gang up and sit together, and I guess like Mean Girls, and that is something I missed, because eventually Dragon Soul did die off, and well, now Dragon the Fury died off. And since this game is quite old, I think 2009, maybe 2005, very old game, but still has a lot of potential in it. There is updates. The devs, which I think I can call them that, do still do updates. They did do the new emoticons, they did add a few quests, they did change New Trismus a little. It's not just a game that the people gave up on, and which I'm really thankful for, because again, there's no other game like this. There's no other game that has a playable dragon character that you can craft on and level from hatchling to adult to ancient. And it is a great game, and I did recently watch, briefly, a gameplay of this. Not so much a gameplay, more of a review, and the comments were, of course, in favor of the game, because the people that were reviewing it weren't following the quests. This game is quest-based and crafting-based. And so, if you immediately think, oh, you're gonna run around and fly, it's not that easy, and it wouldn't be as rewarding. Anyways, that was just a little rant about that, because I was irritated, because this game is great, despite what most think. I do wish it had more players. I think if it did have more players, maybe there'd be more progress in that. In the gameplay, not in the gameplay. I've heard that the developers do want to transition the platform onto I'm mixing up my material with my vocabulary. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, they want to change the look of it into something, because it's so old that they just want to update it, basically. I'm not sure when they would do that, or how they would do that, or if that would put the game in a long hiatus, which would be very disappointing because I do love this game. It's really hard to say, and I think they would need funding for that, so perhaps they may do a fundraiser at some point in time, but it's hard to say. I only heard about it because I was reading the comments on some recent Istaria videos, which there isn't many. And something I noticed about my gameplay is I apologize for the quality. I'm not sure why it's this way, because the quality is a lot better on the game. It may be the recorder. I'm gonna work with Fraps next time if it does not make the game lag at all, and see how that goes. If that doesn't work, then I'll just keep playing, because I'm using Windows 10 Xbox game capture, which it makes the game run very smoothly. It's very nice, but again, the quality for some reason isn't as good as it's previewing on my laptop, which even in, I use Sony Vegas to edit this. I'm doing it in the best settings possible and available, and I'm not sure, maybe if I hire the graphics in-game, it's hard to say. But I'm hoping to fix that somehow and make the quality a lot more pleasant to look at. So right here we're making let's learn to make a better scale. Sandstone. Again, you're going to be gathering a lot of sandstone here in Trismus in in all of these tedious crafting quests. But you will learn to like these in comparison to grinding on your own, and grinding means basically crafting the crap out of your butt or your tail in this case, until you reach the level that you're wanting, and I am not ready for that, because once you hit Kion, you do all those quests, all those ability quests, which are just killing to get new abilities, and then you have to go from there crafting on your own. And since I can't grind in New Trismus any longer, I just don't know where I'll be going. I may look on the forums, or I may ask in the marketplace where a proper place would be to do that. It's just, I'm not prepared for it. I mean, it does help since I have an ancient, but then again, I don't know if I should be doing this as if I didn't have any help, or as if I do have help and then I can just easily skip all of the crafting and the horde gathering to go right to the rites of passage and go from there. Again, I'm trying to talk the whole entire 30 minutes and I'm just running out of ideas, because I haven't talked about layers, but I want to talk about that more when I'm thinking about getting a layer, so that it's more relevant to the video, and then I want to have already talked about it. There are layers in this game that you can buy, and whenever I was talking about guilds, I did say that. Which I've always wanted a lair. It would be a lot easier if I had a friend or some kind of acquaintance on this game to join me in purchasing a lair and working on it with me, so I wouldn't be doing it solo. Which would be a lot of fun for myself and the other person, I believe, because teamwork to work on a insane lair. And oh gosh, they're beautiful. I will show one at one point, and you'll get to see how they look. And I do appreciate that they have added the sleep emoticon into there, because there's a thing in a lair called a guild hall, unless I'm thinking of something else again, but it's basically a giant circle-like pad that you can sit on, and around it has different tunnels. I guess it's kind of like a chamber, the main chamber, and I think that's one of the hardest things to create in a lair. I've never had a lair, so I can't confirm or deny that, but as far as I know, it takes a lot of work. And then there's the libraries. You can have a room full of books, which is also pleasant because aesthetic reasons. But then again, I don't know. I've done a few. I've helped one friend once with their lair, but it was more of adding in crystals and little things, nothing major like a guild hall. Anyways, what I was going to talk about was this channel in specific. This channel is called Hordes and Horns, and it was originally supposed to be for Dragonkin, which, if you're not familiar with that community, then I'm not going to inform you on it because it's a very long explanation and I'm not good at explaining it because I'm more of an artist in the community. I'm not that informed on the topics or most things related to that, so I don't really discuss my views on it because my views are much different from others, and I won't go into detail with that, but I do want to make this channel very dragon oriented and only dragon oriented, and that will at some point dwindle my content, but because I would like to do as many games with dragons as possible. So there's Aragon, which the PSP version has the Saphira playable character, that's the only character that you play in the PSP version. There's a game called Dragon's Rage, it's an old PS1 game. Then there's the Spyro games. There's a few Nintendo games where you only play as a dragon. So there is a lot of content that I could work with, and there are games online that are free that you can play as dragon. So basically, I would like to do as many dragon things as possible because that has always been an interest to me and something I favor, and I do want to do crafting videos of myself doing little crafting DIYs for anyone interested in doing just projects in general. And I do have plenty of ideas for that. So gameplays, crafting / DIY, possibly reviewing books because I have a ton of books stacked over on my shelf over there of just plain dragon books and art books of dragons and all sorts of things like that. So if you think that is a good idea, go ahead and tell me that. I do like to in these videos I do like to ask for feedback because that helps build this channel, and it is just starting out, and I have made another channel previous to this, but it's difficult because I like to keep everything organized, and so I often keep things separate. And having that channel, which I won't talk about because I don't want to incorporate that channel with this one, having that channel, I don't know, it's very different video orientated, and I didn't want to start adding in gameplays because the channel I had a long time ago that had 1,000 subscribers was like that, and it wasn't organized, and I want people to subscribe for a certain reason, and I'm not asking for subscribers. I mean, I want people to enjoy the geared content, the dragon geared content that I'm creating. So if you have any topics, speaking of topics, I would also like to sit down and do discussions about dragon related topics. Maybe I would like to do Dragonkin related things on this channel, but I don't know at what point I will be doing that or how I will set that up, because it will be difficult to get another person that is willing and compatible to, well, sit down and talk. And I'm sure there's plenty of volunteers that would do that with me, but it's all about comfort level with myself, and I can kind of, once I start talking to someone, I can kind of pick out if they would work out. So that is a future idea, but I'm not sure how I'm going to go about it or when that will happen. But if you do have any suggestions with that, then I would gladly accept them. So that's basically it with that little introduction of me talking about this channel. I don't think I ever explained this channel, and I probably should do a little introduction video and put it on the main channel, or not main channel, but the main page for new viewers to look at. But I don't want to do that, and I don't want to reveal anything about myself just yet. So we're gonna wait until things pick up, I suppose. So right now we are crafting. Ooh, it says learn how to technique a claw. Okay, I think this is where I get dim essence orbs, unless I've already gathered those and I didn't pay attention. But you gather that, and then I think I had to run back and gather copper and tin, and then once I was done with that, I had to get malachite, and I was very irritated to figure out that I was maybe, I think it was 10 uncut malachite away from being able to technique the claw, and that was so irritating because I hate when that happens and then you have to run all the way back, and lots of running as a hatchling, as you can see and as you know if you have played this game. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this conversation at that, and go ahead and let the music play in the background and let the hatchling run around so that I'm not talking the entire time. So thank you for watching, and if you have any future topics for me to talk about during these videos, go ahead and ask them, or questions, and then I can discuss those questions. And I do hope to upload weekly. I've been known to go off of that schedule, but so far it's been alright, and that should be the game plan, this game. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.